Strictly legend and former MP Ed Balls travels to America's Deep South to meet Donald Trump supporters for his new documentary series. On the day of Donald Trump's controversial visit to the UK, TV Times is discussing his presidency with former British MP Ed Balls. Ed, who had a wildly successful stint on Strictly in 2016 after losing his seat the year before, has returned to his political roots for a new three-part BBC Two documentary Travels in Trumpland, which sees him head to the US to meet Trump supporters in the Deep South. A patient and unpatronizing Ed, 51, tries to fathom their reasons for voting this man into power, and gets rather emotional along the way. Despite calling Trump's politics dangerous, divisive and manipulative, HE's determined to gain a better understanding of the president's popularity. Ed at the Department of Homeland Security picture, BBC here. Ed, 51 reveals more about our misconceptions of Trump's America and why one interview saw him acting as a WWE wrestler in a Union Jack leotard. You're no fan of Donald Trump, but you were adamant you wanted to go into this with an open mind, weren't you? Yes, I wanted to make a very different kind of program. It's not about confirming my viewpoint, we wanted to go to the heartland of Trump's America and find out why people voted for him. I've represented a Leave constituency and done a lot of work on immigration, so I know there are common misconceptions about what people are really like. Lots of people assume Trump voters are deluded or dangerous, but they're just ordinary people with a different point of view. Many don't like how he talks about women or his tweeting, but they still support him because the status quo isn't working for them. What surprised you most about your conversations with Trump supporters? I thought we would find lots of people who had voted for Trump on the basis of a promise, who would now be disillusioned or repulsed, but that was not the case. They're still going to vote for him at the next election. I went thinking he would win a second term, but now it would surprise me. Ed gets ready to rumble with wrestlers from Southern Legacy Wrestling picture, BBC. Well, I knew I had to join in. I always used to enjoy visits to schools as a politician. I knew if you wanted to talk to mums about tax credits you should do an hour of messy play with their kids first. Everyone relaxes and talks more. The wrestling guys were incredibly thoughtful and reflective after Wed spent 2 days with them. I couldn't do it in a suit and tie, so had to wear a leotard. My wife Yvette Cooper, MP, was horrified, and while my kids know that most dads are embarrassing, they say I substantially overachieve. I did say no to shaving my chest though, and I went on a carb-free diet after I saw the footage. Ed meets gunshot owner Michael Cargill picture, BBC. You also pay tribute to your friend, late MP Joe Cox, in an extremely moving moment. I was with veterans who were toasting colleagues who had in service. I don't know any veterans, but it made sense to mention Joe. My partner does exactly the same kind of surgeries, so it absolutely could have been us. Joe was a mum with kids who got shot while she was just doing her job. It shouldn't be forgotten. How has life changed for you since Strictly? Well, it's nice that people smile at me now. They saw I don't take myself too seriously, and lots say to me that it's nice to see him human, not just a politician. That's actually quite painful and frustrating to hear, because of course my wife and lots of my friends are MPs and we're all human. Strictly was so much fun, and people are so much warmer with me now. I used to wake up on a Sunday thinking, did I really do that? Are you glad to be out of politics? It's bad to look backwards, but I really liked being a politician. I'm definitely surprised by what I'm doing now, and I get to do lots of interesting things, but it's not as good as being in the cabinet. Travels in Trumpland with Ed Balls begins on Sunday the 29th of July at 10 p.m. on BBC Two.